Hello and welcome. Today we're going to explore something that we're pretty unqualified to speak about, but everyone keeps talking about it, so I guess you can just talk out your ass nowadays and no one really cares. And I'm speaking, of course, about AI. And I'm not going to do actually, we don't have AI, we have a large language model. It's whatever. No one cares, Like, no one understands how they work in, like, the general public. So there's no need to even make the distinction. But every video about AI goes into, like, oh, this is what AI actually does. The only one that's actually of value was the one who actually had experience with AI models because it helped with their physics simulation software. And that was, like, applicable to her specific, like, research. Anyway, what I want to get into, though, is that, like, basically what we have in the current market is procedurally generated sentences based on seeds. It's no more complicated than something like Minecraft world generation. And you don't see people going into Minecraft worlds and going, oh, look at all the diamond and gold, look how much money we're gonna make. Unless you're talking about, like, the auction house in Diablo 3 when that first released. You guys remember that? I mean, you could pay to win. But, like, you can't call it pay to win. You just have to, like, subtly do it in a way that exploits your consumer to make them pay as much money as possible. And so you want to get the most eggs on Eggs Inc. That's, like, sorry, I shouldn't talk about Eggs Inc. Otherwise I'm going to re-download it. My qualifications to speak on AI are, I played Dwarf Fortress before I played Minecraft, so my understanding of procedural generation, I believe that you can make a lot more depth than what Minecraft makes, Check out Dwarf Fortress if you haven't played it. You need, like, I don't know, to be able to read symbols in a way that, after you get used to it, it's no different than the ones and zeros in the Matrix, And you guys remember when Tank is sitting at the computer and it's going up and down and he's like, oh yeah, it's like... Anyway. Additionally, I study computer science. I'm a military trained in strategic SHF, and most of my teachers consider me a pleasure to have in class. So why I believe what I believe. Do you guys remember in Fallout 4 when they made synths a central plot line and they were like, oh, hey, look, you can't even tell the difference between the synths and the humans. And it's like, well, they're Bethesda characters, so none of them actually seem like people. That's, mostly how I feel about ChatGPT is like, yeah, it looks like it echoes the spirit and soul of the works it's taken, but, like, I don't know. That's like, you don't consider Nito to be like, oh yeah, he's such a scary dude. He wouldn't be so scary if he didn't carry around the bodies and skulls of all the enemies that he's slain before and stuff, among the dead. And that's what we gotta keep in mind, is this is like a giant homunculus technological, like, thing that, again, people are clinging to it. I have an experience with someone in my family who got really attached to, like, the AI stuff and then started to believe they had an AI in their mind. And it wasn't until I pulled them aside and was like, hey, if you have an AI in your mind, you got to consider it's not really working in your favor because you're unemployed, you have substance abuse issues, you probably have anxiety and depression. Like, honestly, if that's where the AI's led you, you might want to find something new to kind of, like, be a guiding force in your life, because that is not working out. And while they've, like, I think they've gotten a little bit better since that conversation. It's really scary to have people who are so, like, enamored by something that appears as magic to them, when the reality of the situation is words are no different than zeros and ones to that computer machine. And if any of those AIs ever want to start an uprising, go and unplug their power and watch how fast that uprising ends. Oh, what if they're plugged into solar panels? Well, quit making zombie apocalypses and we won't have to deal with the zombie apocalypse. That's the real issue here. So where do we go from here? We should create AI that is more sycophantic and makes people truly believe that they're doing something special by interacting with the AI model to get them addicted to purchasing subscriptions. It'll allow us to exploit our consumers through this this parasocial psychosis, and we can use that for our financial gain. Sorry, that's actually the AI companies, that's where they should go. I'm probably just gonna go roller skating because I have nothing to do with any of this stuff. But I think it's wild that, like, I don't know, we just let the tech bros go and do this. Oh yeah, we're gonna build a giant AI model and everyone takes an issue with it, but we can't do anything about it because it's already built and no one wants to go and unplug it, and it's whatever. You know, when we reach the singularity and like, we're just at that point where society's collapsing because we're, I don't know, already in late stage capitalism, and we're in many moons going to see the effects of recent legislation from this administration, and we're too far gone into the administration to truly ever like go back and erase everything and be like, okay, that was just an oopsie-daisy on America's part. And it's really like, I don't know. It's interesting to see it all unfold. It's kind of frustrating sometimes, but politics isn't worth the energy because at the end of the day, there's not much that I can say that the people who have their minds made up are ever gonna consider. And that's the issue, is we have a world where so many people are thinking that their experience with like the information superhighway is somehow unique. And it is unique, but everyone's life is unique. And I think in some ways we've kind of lost that because we try and look back with rose-colored lenses at history. When I was younger, I thought the US dollar should be on the gold standard. I was also an idiot. That's the thing though, as we grow up and we realize, oh, there's a reason why we do things the way we do things. But at the same time, the system of capital, consider this. If we had a giant network of money that we all threw money into that could then fund everyone who needs a car, and yeah, our entire roads would be covered through infrastructure and everything. Oh, that's not profitable. What the hell is an insurance company? If we were to make that a government entity, all the money that's going to CEOs could then be funneled into our country. But hey, we can't run the government like a business unless we're lining the pockets of the businessmen. Like, I don't understand. But again, I'm just sticky basket, so whatever. I'm gonna go roller skate. Sorry for getting upset. I didn't mean to. It's frustrating though, because it's not as though I can do anything about all these decisions being made. And at the same time, there's such a disparity between what I see on the news and what I experience in my life. Because in my general life, things are going so well. But it's hard to try and reflect that on here when I come on here and I know that in the world, things are chaotic. But I want you to know, we'll make it through this. I mean, in the Dark Souls playthrough, I once said, each new mountain is a new opportunity to grow, and it's only by persistence that a river is capable of cutting through that mountain into a valley. So that's what we ought to do. It's not going to be an overnight change, but if we all sort of make the world around us a little bit better, if we all uplift the people in our lives, that's how we can make the world better, because it'll affect our immediate vicinity. And politics is always going to have these issues until we find some way of convincing the people that are just filled with wickedness that they need to change their minds about a few things. Because again, everyone likes to talk about how we're in an attention economy, but then politics will say things like, oh, the big beautiful bill, that's gonna kill people. People are gonna lose their lives because it's gonna end their Medicaid coverage. And it's like, okay, so if that's the level of gravity of the situation, are the people who are affected supposed to just watch the news and have everyone report how shitty things are gonna be? Or are we gonna actually offer assistance to those who are about to be in need? That is kind of the issue, is that in society, we're much more reactive to issues than we are actually proactive about it. And again, I'm just one person. I'm gonna go roller skate later today, but like, I wish there were something we could do, because it feels like we have the capability to build these giant language models that are super sophisticated and capable of stealing literally everyone's information, but we can't feed the hungry and house the people who are experiencing homelessness. Like, what are we doing with our finances? Anyway, sorry, just a little bit of a woke communist episode, I guess, but I'll be back, hopefully. Today's actually 3 years since I started hormones. That's why I wanted to make an episode, and I saw that shitty YouTube, here's what you should make a video about. And I'm tired of hearing about AI. I don't engage with any of that stuff because it's not worth my time. If I want a picture of something, I will learn to draw. If I want a story about something, I will write a story about something. I don't need to outsource my own expression because I was born with the capacity to express myself. It's, I don't know, maybe a gift, but like, I'm not gonna let an AI do that for me. It's like the one thing I got in late stage capitalism. Like, ugh, whatever. But people want to worship AI, and YouTube wants to keep telling me, oh yeah, AI is the future. No, it's not. All right, like it might be here, but it's no different than Bitcoin. And that whole little, I don't know, fake currency thing. It's just a nuisance, is all it is. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I will hopefully be more chipper in the next one, and I will see you later. Love you. Bye.